Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Criminal Minds. We're on season 1, episode 17. Yeah, almost at the end of the first season. It's very exciting. So far, it's been like the monster of the week kind of thing, right? Where they just have a case and they work the case, and by the end of the episode, the case is resolved. I'm wondering if, because most of the first seasons, that's how it is. But I'm wondering if there's going to be a bigger arc in for other episodes or other seasons, right? When you have like one serial killer who they have to like track, and it'll take them more than one episode to do, or it's going to take over a complete season because he's such a badass, right? I mean, not a badass in the positive sense, but it will kind of drive the season, and it will affect them more intimately. So I'm kind of wondering if that's going to happen. I would like to see that, but I'm enjoying the weekly serial killers as well. So let's see what's in store this time. He seems very suspicious. No, stop trying to make conversation, dude. It's not gonna happen.
You from here? No.
What's up with his hands? They're putting a lot of focus on the tapping and... Oh, shit. Wait.
Gunsup broke off the handle.
What?
The blade lodged in his brain.
It's the same signature
Wow.
as two other members. Rachel.
Young, old, men, women, white, black.
Exactly. And he killed for 30 years without ever being caught.
It's pretty smart to do, actually. It's scary. So, right off the bat, we are obviously dealing with someone who is unstable because they are focusing a lot on this tapping of his fingers, which looks like a tic to me. And the overlapping voices, right? He's hearing voices, so he's obviously has some type of paranoia, maybe a paranoid schizophrenic. I don't know. But it's interesting that he used a gun, but also kind of he wanted the death blow to come with this specific situation, right? He wanted to stab him through the ear. Is that what he said? It was through the ear? So he actually wanted that to be the way that he died, not the gunshot. So I don't know what importance that has to do with, but like the question here is, are they random? Like, is this a random taxi driver, or was he expecting
Rachel
this
Holmes,
specific
change of address
taxi
card.
driver?
Snapping the handle is also common in prison shanking. Break it off, other guy can't pull the blade out.
What's the other possibility?
Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris drove ice picks into their victims' heads and broke off the handle. It's possible our unsub is sort of a serial killer groupie.
Oh, fantastic.
An unsub's signature is his own extremely rare combination of MO and ritual. An unsub kills to satisfy an inner need. He'll continue killing until that inner need, which is based on a ritual, is lived out perfectly. Because reality never lives up to fantasy, this becomes an impossibility.
In other words, he's not going to stop killing until we catch him.
May I help?
Oh no, not this old lady.
Are you okay?
Just leave. Just walk away, walk away, walk away. It just seems like he's looking for the specific people.
Anything?
No, but he...
It almost felt like he couldn't hear me, like he was in his own world, you know?
Oh, is that why he...
I just asked if he was okay.
Also, he's not taking the tongue, right? So I'm wondering why he blinds them and kind of does the thing with the ear, because I feel like he just wants to prevent them from hearing. So I don't know, maybe he's like both blind and deaf or something during around those lines, because it seems like he's doing this to everybody, right? Like the see no evil, hear no evil kind of situation. So maybe maybe these people saw something that they shouldn't have seen, or heard something that they shouldn't have heard, or the opposite, they shouldn't have seen something or heard something.
I thought maybe he was uncomfortable being in this parish
Why would it be uncomfortable?
because of all that business.
A year ago, the rector was indicted for pedophilia.
Oh,
A lot of people stopped worshiping here. But Father Bremen was tried in a court of law and found innocent. It's not my place to question that.
Manslaughter, tried and found not guilty July 2002. Rachel Holman, convicted of cocaine possession 2004. Oh, baby girl, just say no.
No acquittals?
No, wait, hold on. Same case. She was also up on charges for administering a fatal dose of heroin to her boyfriend. Jury found her not guilty. Can we go 3 for 3?
were they all kind of like
Yahtzee. Our
innocent?
cabbie, Walter Durbin. Spousal battery bastard.
Like found innocent?
Come on.
We now believe these killings aren't random. We might be dealing with a vigilante. Unsub first shoots his victims in order to subdue them. Flint knife then provides both an efficient kill and symbolic retribution. Finally, the victim is blindfolded, like the statue of Lady Justice. This particular
Oh,
unsub-
yeah. Right, sorry. I know I pause a lot in the show, but like I like to like analyze what I'm looking at. Because they said that the person works in a in the criminal justice system, but is overlooked. So I feel like a judge is not someone who feels that he has no power because he's the judge. So I don't see him feeling overlooked. The same with lawyers. I feel like they have a strong presence in the courtroom. So I can see a lawyer feeling frustrated because, it's not the defense lawyer, but the other one. What is it? Because if he's working all these cases and every time he's losing, or he's watching all these criminals just walk free. So I can see a lawyer be frustrated for that, but not because of his being overlooked. So maybe a bailiff, or maybe someone who's been on jury duty in all these cases, and he thought he was guilty, but the other people were like, nope.
Defense against detection. It's everyone.
Of course.
The afternoon edition's leading with a vigilante story. How did they get it? I don't know.
This is like a trope in the show. It's like,
Son of Sam.
it always happens.
We might be dealing with
Days.
You
No, the
can't.
victims, they didn't want to press charges, or the juries, they said that she was asking for it.
Can I get a fork, perhaps? Did you know that
Stop
experts
making
credit
fun of
Confucius
him.
with the advent of the chopstick? He equated knives with acts of aggression.
You don't know how to use them, do you?
It's like trying to forage for dinner with a pair of number 2 pencils.
Okay, here, let me help
Oh, the rubber band trick.
you. Yeah, the rubber band
Well, New York City cops do have a lot of pressure on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Al, are you seeing anyone?
Nice.
Gideon, why didn't you tell the cops that it might be one of their own?
See, now you're just
Don't touch
reverting
the
it
guy.
back to the.
We need all the help the cops can give us. I just wanted to give you a description of someone. See if he sounds familiar.
Why are you so
Quiet.
pissed? People are dying.
Body language gives the impression he's seen too much.
Work in this building long enough, we all get that way.
It's a problem when people don't want to catch this guy because they feel like he's justified or he's doing the right thing. And then cops are seen as the bad guys.
Us to the local 4-H leader. We went to interview him. Guy, he was suicidal. He had a shotgun. Our guns were drawn. And at some point, he turns the shotgun on Hotch. Instead of firing, Hotch talks him down. The guy surrenders.
Sounds like pretty good work.
Trial, the guy's wife gave him an alibi for both murders. Small town, they all knew each other. Jurors believed her. Eventually, they got him when he killed another boy. Is it for killing efficiency or symbolism? Why would you stab someone through the ear into their brain?
What's going on here?
The profile leads us to think that he works close to the criminal justice system. What do you think?
No. You didn't bring me in here because you wanted my help.
Profile suggests this guy'd contact the media.
Right. I didn't kill anybody. What about you?
Wagner, you're right.
The fuck?
You're not the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you feel is vicarious. You don't have it in you to act. This psycho's the last chance for you. Screwed up other jobs, you drink too much, probably have a broken marriage or two. You're actually hoping he doesn't get caught for a while.
What a dirtbag. Also, it's very easy to judge and be like, yeah, you haven't killed anybody in your job because your job is to be a reporter. You're not in the front line. You're not dealing face to face with psychopaths and have to make really fast decisions in order to save lives and shit. Like, it's not even the same thing. It's like me saying, like, nobody's died while I'm working in fucking McDonald's. What the hell?
Hey! Hey!
Oh.
I think you're looking for me?
I don't think that's him.
Put the gun on the ground! Put it on the ground! On your knees right now! Drop the gun! Get down! Don't move!
I feel like the signature is very important, so he would figure out.
I did this all for you. We're in this together. He was a thug, a wife beater.
And the priest.
What's to know? He preyed on young boys.
This is all public record.
Stabbed him in the groin.
It's what he deserved.
He didn't.
If there was any justice, cop killers would have to hear it for an eternity.
Does this have something to do with the ear thing?
That's funky, man. I'm here trying to get transcripts from the victims' original trials. I thought maybe there could have been a disturbance at the courthouse. Or maybe the unsub even made himself known, you know what I mean?
Yeah?
Okay, well, here's the thing. There are no records available yet from the cabbie's trial.
The details of that case had to have been in the courtroom.
Court reporters take their work home with them.
They get paid overtime. They take their notes in court and finish transcribing them at night.
You know what Bennett said about not being able to get the sound of bagpipes out of her head?
Yeah.
And that's why the unsub stabs the ears.
Killers often harm their victims in ways that they themselves have been harmed.
Marvin Doyle, is that him?
Doyle called me sick.
Oh, shit.
We were in this courtroom yesterday. He saw us. Tell your judge I need a warrant. Take that.
A phonetic series of syllables. No court reporter takes notes the same way, so no one can translate them but the reporter himself.
What?
Paid overtime to study potential victims.
He knows we're onto it. He's racing
That's
us now.
crazy.
Heard how you killed your parents and pretended they've been hurting you. They did hurt me. I'll kill him.
And you wouldn't get to hear the truth. If he admits the truth, the voices will stop, right?
They always lie.
Do you have the shot?
Tell him the truth. Tell him how you lied on the stand.
They did hurt me.
Don't listen to him, Marvin.
If he dies, they'll go away.
What do you think? They won't come back?
Just see if the jury finds him not guilty. Just because.
The first two boys were 14 years old. The third was only 12.
It doesn't stop.
Diallo, Blake, Simpson, T. Cullen Davis.
You can't kill fast enough to keep up.
They killed my parents.
I know.
I'm so tired.
I will get you a place to rest.
Oh, they're gonna shoot him. Oh. Oh no. Oh, you shot him? Oh, I see why. He was gonna walk. He was gonna walk.
I
Whew, I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
Gandhi also said, I object to violence, because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent.
Oh, shit.
He got what he deserved. He only did what the rest of us wish we could do.
I felt safer when he was alive.
Murderer, he got his own death penalty.
I say he's a hero. They only killed him because they're afraid no jury would convict him.
Yeah. Wow, that was powerful. I feel really bad for the guy because he's obviously very traumatized and very disturbed. And I can understand his anger because the justice system, not only in the United States, but everywhere, is pretty screwed up. There's a lot that can go on the criminal's favor. A lot of political BS that happens, and a lot of the times innocent people get charged and without really having any evidence, and a lot of the times the real criminals walk free even though we have evidence, but for whatever reason, they claim that they were abused, they claim this, they claim that, or the evidence is not good enough, or someone comes up with an alibi, whatever. Everything is just so ass backwards, and it's really frustrating and it's really scary because there is no real sense of justice. I'm not saying that this is 100%. Sometimes you do get justice, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes people just walk free and they're allowed to return to their normal lives even though they've destroyed someone else's. And, the world just keeps going. And it's really frustrating. And sometimes it happens that cops and a lot of the times people just want to put an end to a certain crime. Like if they're looking for a certain killer and they believe that this person did it, they pin it on that person, or they do whatever it takes to get that person convicted because it's easier than to actually look for the right person, because they're not looking for justice. They just want a conviction, because a lot of the times there is the same political agenda, right? Sometimes the sheriff or the whoever's in charge is running for a second year or whatever, and he needs a win, and this is what happens. So I understand the frustration, but at the same time, when you take the law in your own hands, it's very hard to kind of distinguish at some point, to distinguish from what's right and what's wrong, because who knows? I don't know if this kid's parents did hurt him. I don't know, but he sounded, he repeated the fact that they did, so it could be that it was actually self-defense. So sometimes you don't really know, right? You can be completely convinced that this guy is guilty, and it turns out that this particular time they were innocent. And where does it stop? It's just, yeah. I think it would be, in a perfect world, our system will be less corrupt, and we would have better ways of figuring out how to get the right guy, or to stop people, stop giving second chances or whatever. I feel like that's the problem. And it has inspired a lot of people to take matters into their own hands, like this Getz guy, vigilantes. And a lot of the time it just gets out of their own hands, and they become judge, jury, and executioner in the fact that whoever they think is guilty, they're going to hurt them. And sometimes if you're hearing voices and shit, you don't even think straight. So it's very difficult. It's very sad because it looked like he was very sick. So these are the episodes that really get to me because there's no clear villain here. You know, sometimes you see the serial killer or serial rapist and you're like, oh, holy shit, I hate that guy. Like, yeah, they deserve to be killed or to go to prison and I hope they rot forever and blah, 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 blah. That's very, like, black and white. But when you have episodes like this one or the guy in the train, remember when Reed was in the train and he was sick? Like, when you deal with mental illness and trauma, the waters become very gray to me, and it's not as easy, right? You don't get that satisfaction at the end. You just get very emotional, like, and that's why I got emotional, because it's really hard to watch. But I loved it. I love how everything came full circle. Even the story between Gideon and Hosh, right? Hochner, they were talking about the Iowa case, and Hochner wanted to make sure that this didn't happen again, and that's why he shot him, because he knew that people were looking at this guy as a good thing. He was cleaning the streets, and it's true, no jury would have convicted him. He would have walked, and he would have killed again. And yeah. And I really liked how they informed us, because I was kind of expecting, because I often expect shows to just give us the information like really in a really weird way or just in a conversation, and I'm just like, okay. But I really like it the way that they did it this time, because they went back to having people being interviewed and talking about how much they appreciated this guy, how safer they felt with this guy. And then of course you had the last person saying like, yeah, they only killed him because no jury would convict them, and it's true. I like that touch. What else happened? Oh yeah, the scene at the restaurant, it was so cute. I always love this moment where you see them being themselves. And even though they're still talking about serial killers and about cases and stuff, they always have this little personal touches, right? You have Reed struggling with using the chopsticks, and I feel him because it took me a while to actually know how to use chopsticks. I lived in Taiwan for a while, and that's where I learned, because I had to, even though you could use a fork, but like, I had to learn. So yeah, I liked him. Sometimes I get kind of like annoyed when they make fun of him like that all the time, just because he hasn't been to New York and because he doesn't know how to use chopsticks. But I don't get angry. It's just like, oh my God, just stop. Like you would tell, someone to just stop picking on your brother, right? Because they're such a close knit of people. They're kind of like a family, so it looks more like a very like teasing kind of situation, and it's really cute, but it's always kind of like Reed that gets the end of it, because he's the youngest and he has very little understanding of a lot of real life situations. Like, he knows so much about facts and about data and about serial killers and cases and little like random things that nobody ever cared to ever read about, but he knows it. He knows about numbers and stuff, but he doesn't really know about other things like real life experiences that he's missing because he's so into himself. So I like that, and I like that he has people around him that understands and appreciates him, and that makes fun of him, and in that familiar way. And he appreciates that too, I think, because they don't treat him like an outsider. They don't treat him like a weird creature. And I feel like he had that before. I can see it, him being in college and people just treating him like he's just this weird guy who doesn't know anything. So those moments were good. I like the whole discovery of why this vigilante was doing the things he was doing, right? The blinding because of justice is blind, and because of the constant voices that he's hearing, he's like making everybody deaf. And I find it really funny that in every episode, there's always a problem with the media. The media is always freaking, they're always either assholes or they're very nosy. They just get the information somewhere and they release it to the public without even thinking about the consequences. It's just like, it's so funny. And I also find it like funny, like every time that they are giving this profile to cops, the cops always look so like lost. It's like they're telling them about like their MO, and they're like, it's like, have you never heard about that word before? What an MO is? And it's just funny to me because I wonder if that's real. Like if cops, probably in small towns, I would believe in small towns that cops have no idea about things like profiling and, you know, what victimology is and all that shit. Like I can see it, but in New York City, come on guys. Like the girl is like, what does that have to do with it? That all the victims have been acquitted. Like you don't see the relation? Like why would that be important? I don't know. I thought that was funny. But yeah. I love this show so much. I'm having such a blast watching it, and I can't wait to get to the end of the season and see what else is in store for us. Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Criminal Minds. We're on season 1, episode 18. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the season finale.
Spencer! dude, look at you. Oh,
look at me, so awkward.
Look at you, dude. Nothing changed. Spencer was the only 12-year-old in our graduating class. Just the same.
No,
Thanks.
he's not a kid anymore, dude.
Special. Lila.
Guys, come on. Do I look 12 years old to you?
Is that Amber Heard? This is gonna be a rough one, isn't it? Just because of everything that's been going on with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. It's been like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but shit. Okay.
And who are you?
Jason Gideon, I'm a friend of Reed's.
Have you seen my work?
What the hell?
So, you're not from around here, are you? If I weren't a lesbian,
oh my god,
I'd jump your bones. I've always had this thing for middle-aged men. And you have these piercing, discerning eyes which remind me of my father, who was a shrink, and I'm like, God, I am so hot.
Pinky, some guy from Art News wants to talk.
Don't go away.
Run. Please go away.
Natalie?
God, that's like everyone's nightmare. Like finding your loved one like
God.
this. Oh my god.
Oh my God, no! Natalie! No, Natalie, oh my God! No!
No sign of forced entry.
Same weapon.
The girl was shot execution style. Once in the head, the male 3 times in the torso.
So you have 2 different MOs.
We have an image on the video surveillance camera. Looks like a messenger of some kind wearing a motorcycle helmet. He's unidentifiable.
The media is calling Natalie Ryan's murder the biggest celebrity homicide since Sharon Tate.
What does that mean for us?
That everybody will be watching.
That's big.
This guy is an assassin? When you look at the victimology,
Considering
there's no
how
obvious
Sharon
focus.
Tate died.
All the kills are clear.
The paper said that was a robbery.
Oh, the paper was wrong.
Did you know him?
Well, we met a few times about a project, but
Oh god, it's about you,
I didn't
isn't
get the
it?
part. They went a different way.
Which way?
He cast another act.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What is it?
He cast Natalie Ryan.
You owe me.
Well, I guess that's one way to ice out the competition.
Lila! Lila! Lila!
What's happening, Spencer?
Well, it's still rather speculative, but it appears there's a delusional
Should you be
assassin
walking
who's
by
killing
yourself?
people to help further your career.
Yeah.
It probably started as a stalker, an erotomanic stalker. There's a psychopathology to the evolution of these types of stalkers, and the fact that he's contacting you indicates that he believes you owe him something.
The majority of the time, you do nothing to provoke this or to incite this. Like, it's all in someone else's head. That you just smile, and then they think that they're smiling at you. Or that you're smiling at them, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, it can be just like a simple gesture of kindness towards someone, and then they automatically think that you love them. It's so twisted and so scary. And really, it makes you not want to be nice to anybody.
Our unsub is having a fantasy love affair with Lila Archer, the way John Hinckley did with Jodie Foster.
Oh yeah,
Ms.
then
Archer
you
was not
try to
aware of
kill
the
the
stalker until
president.
yesterday. He wasn't trying to impress her. He was more like an unwanted, very violent guardian angel.
I've always been so good to you. Why would you go to the police? Oh shit.
I'm intrigued by this particular version of the verb to be.
Past participle.
Steady state of being, preceding adverb.
Always.
In English?
And that is English, actually. We're discussing the verb tenses of the...
I say fair.
Well, the set's cleared of everyone except essential personnel.
Maybe it is
And we have
essential
increased security
personnel.
at the gate.
Lila, they're ready for you.
I'm staying at work, Jill.
Well, she's one tough girl.
Ugh. You don't mind sharing with me, do you?
No.
Yeah, I knew it. Jesus. Reed.
Got it. I'll check it out.
Wait, that's her car?
Is everything okay?
I just need to run through some security measures with you.
All right.
I guess she's a humble celebrity.
Tea?
Yes, sure.
Relax, Reed.
Martinez! It's clear.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Martinez.
Reed. There's a whole bunch of them. You a target now?
Not if I can help it. Let's go.
Yeah. He's your brother. He's your bro.
Morgan, listen to me. You gotta watch real careful until we get there, right?
Oh. Oh, shit.
You hit? Yeah, it's just my shoulder. All right, I'm calling for help.
Wow, that was risky.
Officer down. We need an ambulance at La Brea and Wilshire.
I'll make sure the press doesn't get out of hand with this mess.
Then start with the person that's closest to her, like her assistant. Because she would be the one to know everything about her, right?
Anything else?
Like
There's something definitely
her
appealing
favorite coffee,
about
her
this
favorite
one.
flowers.
I'm not gonna stop living my life. I'm just not.
Okay, but maybe
Well, no, I'm
he
begging
wants
everyone,
to
please get-
live a little longer.
Really, Spence, you should live a little.
Live a little? I've known you 48 hours. I feel like I've already aged 10 years.
Yep.
Yes, very funny. Laugh it up, Lila. Hilarious. My gums wet. It's great. This is completely inappropriate. This isn't...
It is, but like it's cute because Reed deserves some good times, I guess.
No, there's this thing called transference.
You don't like me?
I have to, I have to tell you something.
What?
Oh,
I didn't
now
want
you're
to
gonna
before,
choose
so I was a little bit worried.
to tell her?
I don't know how to say it, but I can't
Oh,
not tell
no.
What is it?
you. Your manager, Michael,
What?
Gideon went to check on him, but he got there too late.
How could you not tell me?
I was afraid you'd be upset.
Well, yeah.
You knew what you knew, and how could you not?
I'm so sorry.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
No, I should have told you.
I told him not to. He was only following my orders.
Yeah, like... The fact that he told you at all says a lot.
You know, last time I was able to fully trust him was at Juilliard.
Mm-hmm.
You were a waitress, and you lived on Houston.
Oh my god, Reed. Your brain is like...
I need to take this thing apart.
Not even...
I'll put it back. I didn't
Human.
see images of you.
Who gave you this collage?
He did.
This guy. Who is he?
That's the guy I went to high school with, Parker Dunley.
Garcia. Parker Dunley. Email me a sheet on him, all right?
All right.
I mean, if he didn't make it, he just sells it, right?
All right, I lied.
What about?
I just wanted her to like me. I met her here. She was a fan of art. I figured if there was hip young stars coming into the gallery, it would help business.
What was the lie?
Someone gave me the piece to give to her. But I told her it was from me. I said I found it and I thought she'd love it.
You found it and then you gave it to her and she took it. But there's a whole strip with her face in it, so that's weird. Like, what? And you never, like, wondered, this is weird. This is not just some random picture stuck together. It's me. What?
That's her calling right now.
Is she calling from a cell phone?
Yeah.
Well, we think Maggie's the unsub.
The what?
The stalker.
No way.
Answer the phone.
That's crazy.
Answer the phone, act completely natural. The longer you keep her on the line, the more likely we'll be able to trace the call.
What's wrong?
Oracle of Quantico, speak if you deign to hear truth.
Oracle of Quantico.
Is he tracing a cell phone call to Lila Archer's cell phone?
Sure. Go ahead.
323-555-0129.
Okay. I miss you. I just do.
Hags, I saw you today.
It's never gonna be the same as it was.
Oh.
It's just never gonna be the same.
Did they have a
I
thing?
don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about that time in college. When the heat in your apartment was off and the two of us stayed in my dorm room. Don't you remember?
Oh my god. She's just insane.
Is Lila's address 6028 Pike Street?
Oh, is she there?
She's calling from inside the house.
Yes, really?
You!
How'd you get in the house?
She has keys. No. I created you. No, you didn't.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I did. I know I did. God, you stupid, ungrateful. God, can't believe that I loved you.
Maggie, she,
Loved you already? That was quick.
Tell her, kissed in the pool.
No!
Yes, we kissed.
I mean,
Please.
Okay, so
Kill me.
looks like you're gonna be pretty busy.
I wish things had been more normal when we had met.
Lila, believe me when I say this. I've never known a normal day in my entire life.
Hey, Reed. Come on, we gotta move.
Lila, we gotta go.
yes, bitch. Just give it a second.
Thing in the country.
A mystery man.
Night, Hollywood.
How is he a mystery man? It's obviously an
Reed,
FBI agent.
You're lucky they didn't get a shot of you next to the pool trying to dry your gun. You look like a wet rat. Took down an armed subject without firing a shot. You saved her life. It's pretty much a hero in my book.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever crossed the professional boundaries with a victim, the case you were working on?
All the time.
No.
Yeah, right,
Pretty bad,
Morgan.
right?
Excuse me?
I've never seen you with the same girl twice.
What, are you calling me a dog?
No, not at all. I'm just trying to figure out if
Yeah, dog.
this feeling I have is ever gonna go away.
Reed, what we do for a living, it takes up all our time. And a relationship's hard enough even in the same city.
So, I mean, you're saying it's probably wise that I don't call her, right?
Just be glad that it happened, Reed. That you got the girl for at least like that brief moment while it lasted. I like it when Morgan gives him all this advice. It's like, it's so cute. It's like big brother advice. Yeah, this would have been much better if it hadn't been Amber Heard, but I feel like I was able, for most of the episode, I was able to kind of like disassociate and not focus on the fact that I cannot stand her, and just see her as the character. And the character was really cool. She got Reed to kind of loosen up, even though of course she was putting him in danger because there was a killer out there who was stalking her, and chances are that Reed was more in danger because of being with her. He was the one who's gonna get a bullet in the head. But and yeah, it turned out to be the assistant, and that's pretty obvious, I think, because typically when things happen like this, a lot of the times is the people that are the closest to us that do these kinds of things because they want to stay in our lives as much as possible, and especially if they know so many personal details. So yeah, it had to be either a very close friend or someone that works with her and knows all those details, right? So it makes sense that it was the assistant. It's just so terrifying how often this happens in real life, and I don't know, being in the public eye is just so difficult, and I don't think I could be able to do it. I feel like at one point I wanted to be involved in the film industry, not as an actress, just like behind the scenes, but my social anxiety just got in the way, and I would never be able to have like paparazzi following me or have to be in like social events all the time. I don't know. It's just like, just the idea of it just gives me a lot of hives. It's just horrible. And yeah, so I'm glad that it ended the way it did. Again, Reed realized that, yeah, you don't need a gun to be able to stop someone from killing you or hurting someone, right? All he needed to do was tap into the behavior and get her to react the way he wanted her to react. And she did, although I was half expecting her like to just shoot him. But I don't know. I felt like Reed would know better, and I guess he was expecting her not to shoot him and to react in a different way, in the way that she did, obviously, which is interesting, and that's why they're the experts, and I'm just sitting here watching this. So very interesting case. I liked it. Just that little thing about Amber that I didn't like. I like Gideon. I thought he was like really funny trying to avoid this girl. Like, it's so weird what she said. I was like, okay, so awkward. Oh my god. And then we saw a little bit about Penelope, and I wonder if she's ever gonna have like more to do with the team, because I feel like she's just there to get information. Like, we just see her in this little cubicle. I feel like the only time that we saw her outside of this was it when they went to the jail, but she was still stuck in a room in there. So I don't know, I just want to see more of her. I feel like she's a cool character, and they just call her and she does her thing. Like, I like how she's just like tapping the keyboard. It's just like we don't even know what she's doing. Probably nothing, just like randomly tapping keys. And we're supposed to believe that she's doing all this like hacking shit. I think that's so cool and so funny. I love this show. It's so good. But yeah, my favorite moments are always the moments where you have the characters kind of have like an epiphany or come to some realization, right? Learn a lesson. And there's a lot of focus on Reed because he's the youngest member of the team, and he's like the most awkward and the one that has the most trouble with human relations, and it's easier for him to just focus on work. Like, he knows everything about serial killers and all these details, and it's so easy for him to get involved in a case. But when it comes to being like an actual person and having like connections and interacting with people, that's where he struggles. And so I like to see the steps that he takes to kind of like learn a little bit more, to relax and enjoy the little moments. And this was one, because we've never seen him actually have not a girlfriend, but like an intimate relationship with a girl, and him getting a crush and get reciprocated, and what it means, right? Because of the work that you do, all those things. So it's cool. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed my reaction as well. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Criminal Minds. We're in season 1, episode 19. Last episode we saw Reed getting some action with what was her character name? Who cares? But it was nice, and I always enjoy the little moments where, you know, Reed can experience real human connections. Those are very nice. What?
Miguel.
Yeah.
¿Por qué has venido? No eres bienvenido.
Por favor, Diego, déjalo. Esta es la casa de mi madre también. Si ella no me quiere aquí, que ella me lo diga.
What did you do? I mean, you're drunk, so obviously you're not.
Bueno, pues. Jamás voy a ser una vergüenza para ella.
Oh no, don't tell me she's gonna die right now.
Cuidaría sola. Pero ya estoy vieja y necesito ayuda.
Oh no.
Hey, what's
that's a good
What's
cut.
that all about? It's okay.
That was a good cut, because it's like her screaming because her life is ending, and here is a baby. And oh no, I thought it was the baby's birthday, which would have been like even more perfect. But like, you know, his life is starting. But who kills an old like defenseless lady? Like, these are the worst. Old ladies and kids, I swear.
Okay, let's go. They need you. It's all right, I'm not mad. Go.
She looks
She said
pissed.
it was all right.
You're one hell of a profiler.
Allende del Sol, Mexico, population 20,000. The victim is Lupe Trejo. At least you get to spend your birthday weekend in Mexico.
Yeah, what's doghouse in Spanish?
La Casa del Perro?
La Casita del Perro.
That's what I said.
Face it, Chico, you are only a genius in English.
Spanish? Since when?
I'm full of hidden mysteries.
All right, so why are there so few
But
serial
it's like-
killers in Mexico?
He
They
said
probably
the
have
Casa
as
del
many as
Perro.
we do,
It's
but they
kinda like the
document
same.
almost none of them.
All right, so is it possible that there are fewer serial killers in Mexican culture?
It is possible. But in my experience, evil is not a cultural phenomenon. It's a human one.
Yeah. There are serial killers everywhere. It's just, it is interesting that there are more active serial killers in the U.S. I don't know why.
Nothing. What's all this?
Dia de los Muertos. Day of the Dead, 3-day Latin holiday where souls of dead relatives are said to return to Earth to enjoy the pleasures that they once knew of.
It sounds like he was reading that out of a book.
Trust me, he always sounds like that.
I was reading. I picked this pamphlet up at the airport.
Unless he blended right in.
Let's go.
But she knew the person because she let him, or her. Never forget that it could be a
No
woman.
forced entry means one of two things.
Inside.
Push in, holds a gun or a knife to her, and forces his way inside.
The murder weapon, the knife, was taken from the kitchen and placed at the scene.
They have a drink? Have you run a DNA analysis on these?
The closest thing we have to a crime scene unit is Detective Hernandez. He has a fingerprinting kit from 1984.
Find anything?
The victim's prints were on one. The prints on the other were too smudged to make any match, but I don't think the killer drank this anyway.
Why not?
This drink is tamarind water. It's sweet. I could see the victim offer this to a woman, but these are a time of festivities. And at night, most men will have a shot of tequila and some beers and maybe some cigarettes.
Also, are they really that, like, unprepared? I'm assuming they don't have a lot of, like, income or, like...
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
Why?
Because that's scary.
You are almost certainly looking for a heterosexual male.
Why do you say that?
Well, victim was found on the bed. Multiple stab wounds to the face, chest, and genital area, all indicators of sexual homicide. In cases of sexual homicide, the attacker targets objects of his or her sexual attraction.
Heterosexual men attack women.
Arrow suggested that I invite you in to dispel this nonsense.
Dispel
I
this
immediately saw the wisdom.
nonsense.
But enough formalities. I will let you get down to business.
Oh,
Excuse me.
God.
She's worse in
Yeah.
Spanish.
I don't think you're gonna hear, like,
Neighbors
gonna
heard
get
a
what you
loud
want,
fight the
lady.
day of the murder.
What is it you're hiding? What truth could be so terrible that you won't defend yourself against killing your mother? What truth would have your mother hiding your photographs in her drawer? When did you first know?
What?
No what?
That you're a homosexual?
Oh, shit.
Your mother find out.
Oh, shit. Oh, that was the boyfriend at the beginning.
There's a very bad man killing women in my district. And I've known this for a very long time. And so far, no one will believe me or help stop him. So if I have to play politics to protect the women of the city, then there's a very small price to pay. Don't you agree?
Rosa, we know about your brother. If you don't help us, he could go to prison and he could be killed there.
Tú sabes que es posible que eso es la última oportunidad por él. ¿Entiendes?
You do not understand the shame. You do not understand what people will do to us. I just lost my mother. I could not lose Miguel.
I mean, you could still say, hey, there was this guy standing up, like...
Family is everything.
She may have come clean about that day, but I still think she's hiding something.
So what did you see?
I saw nothing. I saw children playing, a woman.
What woman?
I walked past her on the street. She had papers, a badge, and she was a social worker going house to house.
What does she look like?
I don't know, heavy. Maybe 40s or 50s.
You will let in a social worker?
Gracias.
Okay.
We can assume that he plans his murders and that he's been committing sex crimes for many years. We think he's somewhere between the ages of 35 and 50.
You need to talk to all known
there's
sex
another
offenders and compare
Yeah,
them to this
how
profile.
would they be, like, connected?
You should also re-interview all your witnesses and see if anyone saw a man who might have been dressed as a woman.
I asked if she could wear it during the holiday.
So this necklace was yours?
It was my favorite. I wore it almost every day.
That's weird.
Some sort of disturbance at the police station. We're gonna go check it out.
What's going on here, Borges? What did they do?
What did they do? They're following the orders of the FBI.
No,
Sex criminals.
What did you tell them?
Oh, no.
We put out there the possibility that it dresses like a woman. We told him to look into people convicted of sex crimes. We didn't mean this.
Please, go home.
How is it a waste of time, you dumb bitch? Sorry, I'm like just super like I mean, obviously there's a serial killer.
These police are not... They will do this any way they know how.
We told them that the suspect was probably
Yeah,
a
but
man
that
dressed
was
as a woman. We
stupid.
didn't say to round up all the transvestites and bring them in.
Why? Is it impossible that this man is a transvestite?
No. That's not what we're saying.
No, he's not.
Men
a
dressing like
transvestite.
women, it's a manifestation of sexual preference. It is a lifestyle. It does not imply a psychology of violent behavior.
We're talking about the killer's past. That's why we were asking for people who'd been accused of sex crimes. Are the police looking into this?
As far as we can tell, the first killing was about 2 years ago. What happened to the suspect during that time?
A typical stressor.
Maybe they wonder
Loss of
what
job.
they
Loss of love. He may have been released from prison.
Got
Whatever it
away?
was, it made
I
him
don't
feel
know.
impotent, made him feel frustrated and very angry.
And that's when he started killing.
You should be talking to victims who reported rapes just before that first murder 2 years ago.
Hopefully the press conference will help bring some of these women forward, but we also need to head out and talk to some of these people directly.
The man who attacked me is a stupid dog. He's a coward. He came up from behind and he started to rape me. But then I turned around and I started hitting him. I scratched him, I made him bleed. And that's when I saw he was wearing a dress. A dress. I couldn't believe it. I laughed in his face. I called him a pathetic woman. He was so scared.
Oh, that's the stressor.
Wouldn't put up a fight, so he tries.
But he can't. He gets frustrated, he kills her, and then he finds the release that he was looking for.
So he kills again.
Yeah. Wow, that sucks.
You wanted us to come forward? Here are 6 more women who were raped by this man. Now prove to us it will finally do some good.
Why dress, like, why did you start dressing like a woman to begin with? That's what I want to know. Oh, please don't tell me this is some Norman Bates BS. What, Gideon? Every time he has that face is when he's kind of like discovering
They all have
something.
the same story.
There's actually one more.
Excuse me. I've been going over the forms filled out by the women.
What is
4 of
it?
them work in the same factory.
He most likely lives or works near the victim.
Oh, there you go.
sorry, but I do not believe this man works here.
Miss, the man we're looking for wouldn't be openly abusive.
Yeah, what?
He might just like following women around or peeking into women's bathrooms, that sort of thing.
He would be shy with women, especially you. You intimidate him. He probably couldn't look you in the eye.
Senora Ramirez, espera. This guy desperately wants to impress you. No matter how small the job, he always wants your approval.
He may constantly ask, how did I do?
¿Cómo lo hice?
¿Cómo lo hice?
Oh.
Pablo Vargas. He's the floor manager of Sector 16 Women's Plus Sizes.
We're gonna need his address and any other information you can give us. Thank you.
That's where he's getting the clothes.
Bueno, ¿alguien está en la casa?
Go.
I have a feeling this is a dead woman. Right around the age of the women that he's killing. Like maybe like
Hola.
a mother or something. Yeah.
Hotch.
A little late. Souvenirs for his mother?
Anna's necklace.
Oh yeah. Is he going back to kill? Oh my god, I have chills.
What is it? It's maiden names.
The murder victims and the rape victims.
He's killing the moms
The names are the same.
of the girls that he raped.
He's killing
Jesus.
the mothers of the women he raped.
And he's doing it in the same order.
Oh. Oh, that's the guy. Oh, wow.
He pretended to be a woman. Now he doesn't have to pretend.
Oh, wow.
Will they be charged?
Charged? Why? They were only defending their homes.
La casa no se reclina sobre la tierra, sino sobre una mujer.
Exacto. Good job, Agent Gideon. Vámonos.
There's a lot of sayings in this episode. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's kind of different now. It's not as heavy. I mean, there's still a lot of problems, but I don't know. I've never been to Mexico, so I wouldn't know how that actually works, but makes me wonder if that's true, that they're like so they don't have like the equipment necessary to do their jobs or the information necessary, and I imagine how frustrating that would be to not be able to properly track a criminal because you just don't have what you need in order to do that. And like the CSI thing, like you just have a thing for reading prints from 1984. Like, what? Really? That's bad. But yeah, like I said, I really like that they made the distinction between the cross-dressing for the sake of just being a ruse, right? Like it has nothing to do with his sexuality at all, because that's been a problem in a lot of media, you know, books, movies, television shows, that they portray transvestites as just being crazy and degenerates and killers, rapists, etc. So I like that they went that route, that they pointed out that he's not a transvestite, he's just wears women's clothes because that's his MO, and to you know, to escape detection in a society where no one would suspect that a woman would be doing this. So right? And right, like his mom died. I don't know how long ago that mom died, but maybe it also had something to do with him dressing up. Like, I don't know, some type of psychological like situation happening there. And I like the ending. I like that the women took justice upon themselves and took care of the situation. The situation. I imagine that there's a lot of power in that, especially since, you know, they've pointed out that nobody really listens to a woman when they're saying that they've been raped or abused. Like, no, like Milagros was saying that the cops or nobody does anything, and I feel like that has a lot to do with this whole idea of machismo. And the fact that, like in the situation, like women in this town, women are not taken seriously. And it's sad, and it touches a lot of real life situations, and it could be a conversation starter because, yeah, in a lot of societies and in a lot of different like places and a lot of countries, it works that way. Men have different rights, even though they may have the same right on paper. It's seen differently. They're treated differently. There's a lot of like victim blaming still happening. You know, like, oh, maybe if you hadn't done this or you haven't dressed that way, then this wouldn't have happened. And it's like BS. But yeah, but that's like another conversation for another day. I just really like that we went to Mexico and we learned a little bit about that culture. Like I said, I don't know how true that is. So if any of you guys are from Mexico and, you know, you can tell me how like the police works over there, because I have no idea. What else happened that I wanted to say? Oh yeah, I wanted to say this like way earlier when I found out that like Miguel was a homosexual, that there was this scene in the beginning where like the Miguel's mom was looking at a skeleton and she was asking the little kid, like, is that a woman or a man's skeleton? And the kid was like, I don't know why. That's kind of like interesting to me, because it makes it seem like it doesn't matter. Like, right? Like, it's like somehow it made it seem like whether it's a man or a woman's skeleton, it like, we're all kind of like the same. Or maybe it has something more directly connected to the actual case where you can't tell. It could be either or. I don't know. I just thought it was like an interesting thing that they added there in an episode about you know, cross-dressing. So just a thought. Anyways, yeah, interesting. They solved another case, and they actually helped the cops in this town. You know, they inspire them to start a BAU. So hopefully we'll get back to them in future episodes just to see how they're doing and see if they had like some type of improvements. That would be cool. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.